Another thing I will do as mayor is I will bring transparency to the operation of the police department for its citizens and for its officers. Officers with ideas and concerns must have a work environment where they have a chance to be heard. Send that back to the department head. The police officers must have an environment where their voices can be heard. The trust of citizens, the trust of university students, the trust of our minority populations, and the trust of this new mayor must be regained. As mayor, I will work with the legal community to create a community law center to serve and protect the rights of our citizens and our neighborhoods. As mayor, I pledge to recognize the connection between the lack of jobs, the poverty rate for our families and our individuals, and the connection that it has to crime in our city. I am not naive, but I am not cynical. As mayor, I will work every day with every police agency that serves our citizens to create a lasting and meaningful partnership to fight crime. Because so many times you hear this in our city. When I dial 911 and I have an emergency, I don't care who comes. I just want somebody to come. No longer will we have this, well, you're in the city, you're in the county, I can't come, that's not my jurisdiction. That day is done. As mayor, I will engage the judicial system. Hear it loud and clear. I will engage our judges and the judicial system in an eye-opening discussion of how decisions that are made affect order that is so desperately in need of being restored in our neighborhoods. When the petty drug dealer is out on the street a day later and back causing disorder in our neighborhoods, then that is a decision that a judge has made that they don't understand what the ramifications are back here at home. I will engage them on a frank discussion about the rates of recidivism among our criminals. I will talk to them about the creation of community courts that can deal with drug possession, quality of life crimes like prostitution and panhandling, landlord and tenant disputes. These things are being done across the country, and they are working in New York and in New Jersey because the price of handling criminals that cycle in and out of our jails make our neighborhoods tough to live in must be addressed. This is not a status quo election. The plan of action, my mission to start making Salisbury the safest city in Maryland, will become the official policy of this administration. And I'll work with every governmental agency. I will work with Sheriff Lewis. I will work with State's Attorney Ruark. I will work with every homeowner, every renter, every business owner, every neighborhood association, every resident, every law enforcement officer you have on your force to make this a reality. And I won't do it 6 months before the next election. On April 7th, our citizens in this city get to have an honest discussion about crime and get a new vision for Salisbury. We've had a tit for tat this week in the newspaper. But I know that the citizens of Salisbury know that this city has lost control of order. With every newscast and every newspaper story tells us what we know that our government does not know about our everyday lives. And that is that a change has to come. Status quo will not be accepted. So, if we're going to protect what we hold dear, this neighborhood, where 100 years ago there were governors and senators and congressmen, 100 years ago, if we are to hold dear places like this neighborhood, and these children riding their bikes, and these people standing out on their steps wondering, what in the hell's going on out here today? If we're to hold those people dear, and let them know that we understand about jobs, and we understand about community policing, and we understand that if we let disorder take over, it will lead to bigger crimes. I say to the residents of Salisbury today, you want to protect that hospital right up the street? You want to protect that zoo? You want to protect that school in this neighborhood? Get out and help me let Salisbury know that help is on the way. Help me make my mission of making Salisbury the safest city in Maryland a reality. I'm Jim Ireton. I rode my bike down the street. I rode my big wheel to that school. I'm the kid from your neighborhood who won't accept the status quo. Help me in 2 weeks become your next mayor, and we will help Salisbury on the path to becoming one of the safest cities in Maryland. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Duck, in case the newspaper wants statistics. There we go.
She's already got it.
This is calls for service, just in case we get another tit for tat.
Got it.
Let me tell you what's going on Saturday.